On the road here if we can. Welcome everyone to the June 11th, 2025 workshop. I think we have a presentation today. I'm not sure if they're online. Were they coming online? Do we know?
I don't even know if they're here.
I don't recognize,
Well, I'm sure they stand up. Hi, Al. Give us a presentation on DPS.
I'll pass.
Well, let's, we're gonna move on to, Lou, you have anything today?
Yeah, I sent a copy of the resolution out for 253 Maloney Road. I wanted to make sure the board had a chance to review it and along with the timeline. So I'm going to introduce it on the 18th. That'll kick off that annexation process. I wanted to make sure you knew it was coming up on the 18th rather than shooting from the hip on that.
Very good. I saw it.
Yeah.
Looked great. Dave, you didn't have any hiccups with that, did you? Did you get a chance to look at
He's
it?
happy as he can.
I haven't seen it.
Oh. But he's happy. He's
happy.
All right, good. Anything else, sir?
The only thing, our fireworks extravaganza is $2,000 higher than we anticipated from the original quote. Was that what we were?
right, from last year.
But we're gonna go ahead with it anyway. We'll see if we can amend the budget because I know everybody looks forward to that.
Yeah.
So that's in route to have that done.
Very good.
We want to 4th of July, it's real quiet around here, you know.
Wasn't quiet this morning. I don't know what was going on this morning.
That's essentially what I have.
There was a search warrant that was, if you want to know.
Yeah.
There was a search warrant, it was not EPD, we were not involved in it at the time. And it was served over on Friendship Road, and then the suspect fled out the back and then to the creek, and then of course that started. We were involved in that part of it, and he was captured.
Very good. I was looking through my binoculars down at the creek this morning when I saw the helicopter going. I knew something was kicking.
Yeah.
Scared my deer away.
How about your fox?
Foxes go on. A little bit of everything. Let's see. I'll start with a little bit of my business, and we'll see if the GPS folks are going to get on, and we'll talk a little bit about that when it happens. I wanted to schedule some dates on the resolution, some public input on the resolution to increase the funding for the fire company. So Lou, if we could get, maybe Kathleen, if we could get maybe a date in July, maybe a date in July and one in August, and we'll advertise it to have people come in, see what kind of public input we'll have on that. I think we owe that to the residents and do our best to get that message out. And I'll preside over the meeting on that resolution when it happens. And Jean, do you feel comfortable now, or do you want to wait?
However, discussion of acquisition of property,
Yeah, I
okay,
thought,
workshop.
is that what it's for?
Well, listen, what we can do is, let's close the meeting.
Really? Okay.
Well, you feel more comfortable doing that? What do you want, you tell me.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to close the meeting,
Okay.
just in case.
Okay, so we'll come back to that. I'll ask it if anyone has anything else. Let's go around the board, because we definitely want to bring Gina. Rob, do you have anything today? Charles, anything today?
Prior to you coming in, I just mentioned to Lois about the fact that there's water pressure low out on Whitehall Road, and I guess because water's being directed to Southfield or something of the sort. The lady had called DPW, no one was there, so I called Mark, and Mark said, yes, the pressure is low. As a matter of fact, it's low near his home because he lives in that direction as well, but he was saying it should be restored in 2 days. I guess they're trying to build the tower to make everything good, but that's what's happening.
Interesting. Jean, you have anything?
Lewis had sent us an email about acquiring, increasing the allocation to well number 3. And, you know, we had that presentation from KCI about increasing our, withdrawal and the possibility of looking into a new well. And then, of course, we got this letter back saying that they're not going to approve the increased allocation. I just want to understand it a little bit more. Like, is this just dead in the water here? I mean,
Lou, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, we were informed of an interstate agreement that prohibited, based on criteria within that agreement, prohibited us from any additional allocation. I'm not sure how anybody from the Department of the Environment to come to a meeting to explain it in detail.
So we're restricted from being able, to withdraw additional water from our own wells because of this,
We're
right?
permitted already to withdraw a limited amount of water. All
Right.
wells are.
Yeah,
But they won't increase with that permitted limit.
Yeah.
Based on the interstate agreement that I was told about.
yeah, isn't it, I just find it strange that we would not be aware of an agreement like that when it affects us so profoundly.
Well, a board years and years ago agreed to that agreement.
Oh,
Long before I was here.
Jean?
Not too long ago, we had a sit-down meeting with representatives from KCI regarding water and sewer capacity in light of all the developments that are
Yes.
occurring in the town and the annexations. And so the meeting was very comprehensive in nature, and there was an analysis presented by Ligi at KCI regarding current usage, water, and when we should consider trying to seek out additional sources of water. It was, what I would probably recommend is that you ask for them, Ligi and Ryan, to present to you what they presented to us. Well, I have a map and I have a pipeline project list. There's a couple minor corrections on the map, but it's very enlightening. There's a lot of activity happening in town, and they've got their eye on it, and they're giving you projections as to when you may need additional sources of water in the future.
Okay.
So it's, I would highly recommend that we have a workshop meeting on that to discuss that. Now, right now, Ligi's away. She probably won't be back until July, I believe. She's on vacation, so.
That's fine.
But yes, I would highlight, it was very enlightening. They discussed the water and sewer capacity and how they feel the projections into the future will turn out.
And do you think that that information is going to be able to change the state's position?
No, I don't think that we need to do that. I think that it's, we have other sources of water and there's other options, but I don't think, it's not, from what I understood from what I read, it's not urgent, but it would be very helpful for you to see what I saw.
Well, I
And have
would
them
appreciate that.
explain that, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
a schedule.
I would appreciate that, because I did want to tell the board, just to bring you up to date, that Monday night, at the Planning Commission meeting, the board voted to allow the apartments to be able to access Redner's parking lot. 177 units, I think it was. So that should be happening probably within about a month. If it takes them less than a month to make that roadway, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we had gotten a letter that day from the Department of Housing and Community Development supporting that decision, even though we had letters from the county to the extreme opposite,
That's right.
saying that they did not want to allow access to Whitehall Road. And so who is this? Jacob Day. Yeah, he, he emphasized how they their department encourages growth within the state and affordable housing, and yet we get a letter from the state saying we can't have more money for our growth, or more water for our growth, so it just, it's confusing.
Understand.
I would like to understand more of what's going on. That's all I have.
Thank you. I see a different phone number up there. It might be your presentation. The phone number up there is 703. Are you to talk about the GPS fleet?
I asked them to unmute and then they
I know.
disconnected, it looks like.
Huh.
Maybe they didn't want to talk to us.
Well, this is not a good thing.
Technology. Technology, okay. All right, that's good. Anyone in the audience have anything to say for the good of the town of Elkton during this workshop? Mr. Mueller?
So on behalf of the fire company, I just want to remind everybody, we do have our community shred event this Saturday from 9 to 12 right here at Station 13 on Newark Avenue. So feel free to join the line and bring all your shreddables so they can be shredded, disposed of properly and safely, protecting personal information.
I'm sorry, when was that again?
It'll be this Saturday
Okay.
from 9 to 12. And Serve Pro, State Farm, Steve Simmons, and Moon Air are all sponsoring to pay for the shredder to be there.
Oh, wow.
Make it free for everybody, so please take advantage of it. It's our third annual one, so we plan to keep it going as long as we can because I think it's a valuable community service.
And I think the public service message that's been going out looks fantastic. Great job.
So
You need to do more of those.
you just show up and wait in line?
Yep, just show up, join the line. I believe there'll be fire police there to direct traffic, just to make sure it gets a little congested. And then the only other thing on our radar is we will have a first aid station and a booth at the Juneteenth event as well to support the community. So we look forward to that.
Oh, you guys should bring one to my fishing rodeo next year.
Definitely.
Uh-huh.
And Chief, when is the police night out again that he just suggested to Jake, which reminded me to ask you, that is August?
Well, National Night Out is the first Tuesday in August. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to host that this year. We don't have the personnel right now to do it, to plan it, just all the time and effort that takes. I know that Northeast PD is still planning on doing one. I think the county's gonna
Okay.
join with them at the park.
Very good. Thank you. Alicia, anything today?
I would say that after you get all your papers shredded, that the Ocean State Job Lot grand opening is at 2 o'clock at the old Big Lots building, so go out and join that ribbon cutting. And then Elkton Alliance is hosting our first annual food truck day, the 27th, so next 2 Fridays from now, I don't know what to say it is, the 27th, down in the farmer's market parking lot from, I think it's 4 to 8.
And so your next car show is when?
We are we had to cancel the one because of the rain, and
I'm
so
aware.
we're redoing that one for the first Friday in August.
Very good. Well, listen, I'm going to try to direct this presentation on the one-step GPS the best I can. I invited Mr. Burns to be part of our meeting today to talk about GPS, and I know our police cars have the ability, probably already have the GPS, so we know where all of our officers are at all times. But I felt as though we should probably take a look at this GPS fleet tracking for maybe most of our other vehicles. Maybe we take 20 to 25 vehicles and give it a test run. But everything that during my conversation with them, it's there's a price per month. It can range anywhere from depending on what type of equipment, if you're ready to have it or not ready to have it. It could be anywhere. I see here in the brochure it says 15 to 60, but they were telling me we would probably be at that $15 a month per vehicle, and it didn't seem like there was any equipment cost. So if you took that, we're looking at budgeting maybe $300 to $400 per month, and I think it would give us a better understanding of how we're riding our routes, and if we're obeying the law ourselves with our vehicles and so forth. But I'm not the one to try to sell this. I actually need help from the group that'll do the presentation. But I also know that I would invite the board at the Maryland Municipal League Convention that's coming up next week, or 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I promise you that they'll be there. There'll be someone there for fleet management, and maybe we can go as a team and talk to someone and get better educated on that
Yeah, I
type of
think
equipment.
that's a good idea.
Right. I think the timing was right for us to do that, but I think I think we all feel that this is something that maybe we should take a look at.
How will this affect the budget that we've already enacted?
Well,
We
we'd have
didn't
to,
enact money for anything like this.
yeah, well, we'd have to do a budget amendment or figure it out if it's something that we like. We'll get it figured out.
Did you say that he was willing to do a test?
No,
A
he
test
didn't,
run?
no,
Oh, okay.
they didn't say that to me, but that's something that
Okay.
we could request.
Okay.
We could certainly request, but since they're not on the line for the presentation,
No.
then I would say that we'll meet with whomever at the municipal league and we'll gain more information.
Okay.
You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have had a GPS on him.
That's right.
Gotta go. Mr.
That's
Burns.
correct.
So could you possibly call to let them know what we plan on doing when we go there? Because it may require them to set
Have some.
for us.
Absolutely. Thank you. That's a good suggestion, Charles. Okay, with that, we're going to have 2 closed meetings here today. And Jean, I'm going to bring you in on the second one, if that's okay with you. So we're going to have a closed meeting to, let's see, where's the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, personnel matter for one or more specific individuals. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
And a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
So we're going to have a closed meeting, and then I'm going to go ahead and ask for the second public meeting. Or should I go with the second one also, Dave? You think I should get listed, right?
Just listed.
Okay, so the second meeting will be to acquisition of property. So do we have a motion to have a closed meeting on acquisition of property?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, a second, any discussion? In that meeting will be Gene Minner. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.